Hi, Matadors. Welcome to your first day of school. That's really what's about to happen tomorrow. We're going to be starting the year all over again. And I'm here to bring to you some guidelines about relearning how to learn during distance learning because it looks a little different. So here we go. First of all, I just want to get it on the table right away. This is not going to be the same as school as normal. There is nothing about our current situation that is normal. It's not going to feel like traditional school. What we're doing right now is completely unprecedented, and we're learning as we go. So I want to start right there because I think it's important to acknowledge that even though we're going to be trying really hard to bring you those essentials, and we're going to be working really hard to reconnect our community, what we're going to be doing starting tomorrow will not be school as we know it. It's going to be something different. But what we can promise you is that we're going to be here for you no matter what. Even though this isn't school as usual, we are still the Matadors, and this is still Miramani. We will be here for you even though we're not at school. And our main focus from all of the staff at Miramani High School is to keep us connected as a community. We're going to continue to learn, but our connections to each other are really what's most important. So throughout all of our professional development over the last couple days and the meetings that I've had with all of your teachers and all of our classified staff, this is one thing that we're in complete agreement on. What is most important is that we stay connected to each other. So I'm going to do a few videos over the next couple days to get us ready to go into this new first day of school. And the first one, the one today, is relearning how to plan. And I'm saying this as relearning because we really do need to relearn how to do the things that have maybe become habits that we've been doing for so long that we've kind of forgotten why we do them that way. Most of you know how to plan really well in traditional school. You know how to check the various interfaces that your teachers use. You know how to calendar out your events. And of course, there are bells signifying our transition from one activity to the next throughout the day. But things under distance learning are going to look different. So we're going to relearn how to plan for that. So here we go. Planning tip number one, and this is really important. You need to check your School Loop and Google Classrooms by 8:30 a.m. on Monday. Yes, I know that feels a little bit early for some of you who have been sleeping in, and we're glad that you're getting that extra sleep. But right now, as a community, our teachers are committing to putting up week-long plans by 8:30 on Monday so that you can plan out the rest of your week. So it's going to be really important that the first thing that you do Monday morning by 8:30 is log on to your School Loop and log on to the various classrooms on Google that your teachers have set up. I know that that's a few different stops on your browser, but it's going to be important that you check all of those places so that you know what's coming up next. The next tip is that you need to check your Loop Mail and your Gmail, your Google Mail that you have through AUHSD schools daily. Yep, both of them. I know that email is not necessarily your preferred mode of communication, but under distance learning, it will be essential that you keep up on things. Yes, some of those notices in your Gmail will be about different assignments coming out and being posted and various notifications. You can adjust those in your settings so that you get more or less than those depending on what you need. But you do need to check both of those platforms. Some communication will be coming through School Loop and others will be coming through Gmail, and you don't want to miss anything by not checking both interfaces. Planning tip number 3, use your Google Calendar to keep track of your synchronous meetings and office hours. Your teachers will be adding things to your calendar on Google Classroom, and so you'll be seeing a lot of things populated onto that space already. But using your calendar to schedule out when your synchronous classes are and when teachers are offering office hours is going to be so important to you not missing something that you really want to attend. Even though we'll be recording our sessions so that you can view them later, the value of being together in the same virtual space is really, really great. And that's what makes us feel more connected to each other. So we want you to make as many of those meetings as possible so that you're able to get that full experience. Number 4, this one has a lot of words on it, but it's so important. You're going to need to map out your days. And I'm going to give you a warning. Not every day is going to look exactly the same. I know that that's a little frustrating because it would be nice to have a nice, neat agenda where each hour was devoted to something different. We can't really do that right now because we have to be really flexible. And so what you're going to have to do is look at each day and plan out how you're going to spend your time. What I would recommend is start with your synchronized classes so that you don't miss them. And then build time in throughout your day to complete work, take breaks, eat your breakfast and lunch so that you can balance out your day and your week to get all of the things done by the end of the week. If it's really hard to do that day by day, here's a recommendation. You can try just using our regular bell schedule and slot in times to work on the different content for each of your classes as if you were going through the bell schedule as normal. You can use Monday to kind of plan out and organize, and then work through your schedule the rest of the week to get things done. Number 5, find a study buddy. Somebody else who's in your class to check in with and make sure that you're not missing things. It's great to vet what you're putting on your calendar through somebody else. So find a buddy that has classes with you so you can check in and make sure that you have all of the information. I know that things are confusing and changing really quickly, and so having a study buddy to bounce those ideas off of will be really helpful. Number 6, get dressed. Yeah, at least from the waist up so that when you're on your Zoom camera, you are ready to go. But in all seriousness, get dressed, treat it like a school day. Find a place in your space that you can actually do work without being distracted by your video games or your bed or your phone. I know that this is not easy. Some of our households have a lot of people in them right now, and finding a protected space can be really hard. So figure out what that's going to look like for you so that you have a little space carved out to be able to really sit down and do your work. If you treat it like you are going to work or going to school, it will help you get a little bit more motivated to get back into the groove. So how do you get support? Email your teachers and counselors if you need extra help. This is a lot of new stuff. Do not feel strange if you need extra help getting organized. I think we all need a little extra help getting organized right now. And also, I want to let you know we will be reaching out to you. So we're working with teachers right now for them to give us feedback on students that they may not have heard from over the last couple weeks, either through assignments not being turned in or students not coming to classes being offered. So when we hear that those students have not been engaged, we're going to be reaching out to you and your families to make sure that you get what you need to be connected and engaged in school. And so if you haven't been real connected, expect to hear us reaching out to you also, but please know that we're here to support you and that all you need to do is drop us an email and we'll be able to help you figure it out. And lastly, to some of the parents or family members who are watching this, I will be putting out some more information specific to families as we get into a little bit more of a routine and find out a little bit more about some of the things that would be most helpful for you. But parents can really help by checking on your student's school loop page and helping your child map out the week on Monday mornings. I know working and parenting from home during quarantine is not easy. I have my own children running around also, and helping them with their schoolwork is very, very taxing. And so we're sensitive to that and realize everybody's household looks a little different. But if you can take a little bit of time to check in on Monday morning and then circle back in the evenings as families come together to find out what happened that day, that would be a great way to support your child to be able to get things done. And always, to reach out to us if you need anything in particular. So that is what I have for all of you today on relearning to plan for distance learning. I'll be putting out another message tomorrow that will focus a little bit more on our norms and expectations for learning. So what it looks like to be a student in a virtual space and what some of our expectations are for you as your teachers. So more to come tomorrow, and go Mats.